Welcome once again to Community Journal, and our guest today is Lee, and Lee is going to talk to us about the emergency services. So,
Hi, Paul.
how are you?
Thanks
Lee?
for having me.
Not at all. We'd love to have you.
For those of you who don't know me, my name's Lee Culver. I'm director of the Emergency Management Department here in the town of Harwich. We're responsible for assisting the town in anywhere we come when it comes to disasters, snowstorms, hurricanes. As you can tell with the last few storms that we've had, there's some things that we need to be reminded of. One of the important things is we can't tie up our 911 line with a lot of calls about downed trees, or if school's open, or if the community center is open. We need to check social media, the radio stations, Channel 18, 911 should strictly be used for emergencies. The other thing I'd like to comment on is the fact that once it starts to snow and the roads start getting a little slick, that's the time to stay home. It's not the time to get out there and take a ride down to Red River Beach to see what the water's like. We just need to stay off the road so that the highway department can treat them and start plowing when necessary. It's very difficult to do either if there's a lot of traffic on the road. We will occasionally use the emergency alert system here in town. That's hosted by the Harwich Water Department. If you give them a call or check their website, you can get the form that allows you to sign up for it. And that's always a good way to get information. We also use Channel 18 quite a bit, as well as our local radio stations. Harwich is also host to one of the regional emergency shelters, the shelters at Cape Cod Tech. A component of that people shelter is the fact that we have a pet shelter also. If you go onto our website, you'll find out what's needed when you go to the shelter. It's not a hotel. It's very basic. You will get fed, but please bring prescriptions. If you're bringing your pet, you need to have a card that says your pet's had a rabies shot. And make sure that you have a communications plan. Make sure that your family knows where you're going to be. Are you going to be in the shelter? You're going to be at home? You're going to be with friends. It's really important to take care of this ahead of time and just be ready. Another important thing to remember is we are so media savvy these days that if we lose power, we lose all those abilities. You can't go to the ATM and withdraw money. You can't flip on the TV and get information. You can't even check Facebook. So in anticipation of any storm, you should make sure that you've got money, make sure that you've got your car full of gas, and make sure you know where you're going to go. Are you going to stay home? Are you going to go with your friends? Or are you going to go to the shelter? I think that's
quite a bit. I hope everybody has it just as you laid it out.
Well, I hope so. It's important to be ready, and
it is.
Town emergency services can do just so much. You've got to be willing to give us a hand. And again, as we've seen in numerous storms, once we lose power, it gets tough for people to understand what's going on out there.
Yeah, it does. And everybody gets a little nervous.
Oh,
they
yeah,
want to
absolutely.
know this. They want to know that.
Yep.
And they want to know it when they want to know it.
And it's not out of the realm to have a battery-operated radio so that you can at least listen to what's going on outside.
And what station would you listen to?
Well, 99.9 is good. I mean, I think all of the Cape stations are pretty good about getting out the information. Again, you can't call police and fire and expect them to be the news department. They've got enough on their plate during any storm or disaster. They just don't have the time or the manpower to answer those questions.
No, they don't. Yeah, that's true.
But Harwich Emergency Management is on Facebook. We have our own webpage. And like I say, in the event that there's a storm coming or some type of disaster, Channel 18 will be running information that people ought to pay attention to.
And we have, you said, we have a lot of new people in
Yep.
town. So
Yep.
they should know, well, from wherever they came from.
That's right.
There should have been an emergency service there, so
Right.
they should be
Right.
somewhat familiar
Exactly.
with all of this stuff.
Exactly right.
So, well, we thank you for coming on with this explanation.
Anytime.
Yeah, glad to have you.